Hey, this is Coach Coda, and this is going to be an overview of our one-to-one running interval. It's going to help you get the most out of the workout. So when we're doing a one-to-one running interval, we're going to have two paces that we're working with. One is our work pace, and the other is our recovery pace. So the work pace is going to be something that's faster than normal. Ideally, it would be something that's faster than your 1 mile time. That'll vary depending on what race you're preparing for and how far you are along in your training program, but a good general rule of thumb is going to be that's going to be faster than your 1 mile time. The other pace that we have is our recovery pace. So this is what happens during the interval after you hit that 1 minute mark, and boom, now you're starting for recovery. This should be a slower pace, and this will be anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes slower than your mile time. So something else that goes into choosing your interval pace is going to be, is this sustainable for the whole workout? So let's say I'm doing a 10-minute running interval, and I want my work pace to be somewhere between 6:30 and 7:40, but maybe I'm not able to sustain that 6:30 for the full 10-minute running interval, but maybe I do 7-minute work pace followed by my recovery pace. Like, what's the point of doing the interval? Like, if I have a 10-minute interval, why don't I just run for 10 minutes sustained? So the reason is, when we're doing interval, what the interval allows us to do is it allows us to hit peaks that we might not be able to if we were doing sustained running time. So what I mean by that is, if I'm asked to run for 1 minute, only 1 minute at a sustained speed, I should be able to hit a higher pace than if I were trying to run 10 minutes at a sustained speed. So let this blue line here signify my steady state pace, which, like we said, was 8 minutes, and let the pink line, let that signify what I could do for short bursts of speed, so 1 minute. So here you'll see that I'm getting peaks here at a much higher rate than I would at my sustained speed. So these short periods of time where I'm hitting these peak paces, those are going to do huge things for me in terms of my overall speed. So what I'm trying to communicate is that if I'm running only sustained paces for all of my workouts, I'm going to have a very, very tough time increasing my pace. However, if I'm programming in intervals as part of my weekly and monthly workouts, I'm going to spend more time in these peak moments, which when I come back to do my sustained pace, that is going to allow me to have the speed capacity to increase my pace. So that's why we want to do running intervals, is so that I'm able to get those high spikes, those high peaks at speeds that I wouldn't be able to sustain if I were doing continuous running. All right, so that's our brief overview of the one-to-one running interval. If you have any other questions, make sure you shoot me a message, and I have no problem helping you. All right, good luck.